Hi, this is Aldi and welcome to a video of my finds for Sunday, May 21st, 2017. So I first went to a flea market and took forever to find anything at the point where I, after scanning, not scanning but walking through all the aisles for a second time, it wasn't promising. All I found was this cool Special K cereal box keychain for 50 cents. With nothing more than this, I was starting already to think of going back home when I met Yannick, a record collector that goes to a flea market way more often than I can, and we started going through the aisles and talking, and woof, I found some records. And actually I found the records before him and he joined me, but through the box of records I picked 3 of them, and I joined this one even if it's in so-so condition. It's from the TV show Zoom, which I watched when I was a kid and on PBS, so I picked it up. Of course, like most of TV show records, the theme song on it is not the original version. They always re-record it for the record and it's not the same, but it's cool for the cover. I have all the kids there, the Zoomers. 9 Zoomers and some children's lyrics. Anyway, so I don't see that very often, so I was glad to pick that up for $1. Another record here, Peter Criss, Out of Control. Foolishly, I thought was going to be a disco album because, I don't know, it kind of looks disco-ish, and it's on the Casablanca label. And I totally forgot that, don't laugh at me, but Peter Criss is a member of Kiss, and it was actually a Kiss solo record by Peter Criss. But because they made, even knowing that Kiss I Was Made for Loving You, it was a disco song, I expected this. It's not a disco album, but it's still good. I mean, for $1, it's in great shape. And I picked this up from my friend, username on YouTube, Michi45. I found my own copy several years ago. I remember he liked the cover, and so I picked that one for him. That's got all these 3 for $1 each, $3. Then I kept going, and then found some 45s, 1 box of 45s, and they were pretty clean, all in sleeves, mostly from the 60s, and they were $1 each. And I kept going, and I said, I said to the seller, I just passed 5 records I would have picked up had I been at 50 cents each. And he said, oh, okay, well, 50 cents, you take 5, okay, that's good. So I went back, picked them out, and then ended up picking 9 records, and offered $3, not enough, $3.50, not enough. He said 4, said, okay, $4. So that's from $1 a record, I went down to 45 cents per record. So I have here 2 French ones. Au Matin par Guy Boucher. Il est très bon, j'avais bien aimé. Il faut recommencer sur l'autre côté. Ce bar-là est 100% québécois, c'est composé par Pierre Sénécal puis Tony Roman. Il est mint, je veux dire. C'est à peine s'il y a un petit bruit de fond qui a joué 1 ou 2 fois, c'est impeccable. Mais je suis allé sur YouTube, il n'est pas sur YouTube du tout. J'ai jamais vu avant. Puis il y a un autre disque très rare aussi, ben très rare dans le sens que j'ai jamais vu, puis lui avec les mint. Il y a un scoff ici, mais des scoffs qu'on n'entend pas, là, ça compte pas. The Pullover par Yolanda Lissi, et Le Goût de Toi. Il est pas mal bon, les 2 bars, pas mal sensuel franchement pour l'époque. J'ai trouvé ça pas mal pas osé, là, j'irai pas jusque là, mais en tout cas pas mal bon. Yolanda Lissi, pour ceux qui ne savent pas, c'est elle qui chante le thème de la chanson du commercial de Da Giovanni. Da Giovanni, Da Giovanni. These others are all in English, so we have Cinderella by the Cascades. None of these have any scratches. They're all clean. They all have a little bit of groove wear, more than the 2 French ones. A little like Lovin'. The Crystals, Then He Kissed Me. The other side is Brother Julius. Skeeter Davis, Somebody Else on Your Mind, and I'm Saving My Love. The Duprees, It's No Sin, on this weird co-ed label. The Sand and the Sea. Little Peggy March, Boy Crazy, and Hello Heartache, Goodbye Love. This is when I realized I was confusing Skeeter Davis and Little Peggy March. I mean, they had There are both one-hit wonders, both on RCA Victor. Her hit was, you see, I still have to think about it not to get confused. Okay, Little Piggy March's hit was "I Will Follow Him," and Skeeter Davis's hit was "The End of the World." With the same period of time, one-hit wonders, same label. I realized by finding another one of each of their records, so that they were different people. Anyway, so we have Boy Crazy and Hello Heartache Goodbye Love. Here we have a clean copy of Heatwave by Martha and the Vandellas. The other side is Love Like Yours. And finally, Jerry Wallace in the Misty Moonlight and Even the Bad Times Are Good. It's a nice little stack of 45s. Then I kept going, and then whoops, I was with Yannick. He found a bunch of CDs I wasn't interested in, so while I was thinking, okay, well, maybe we should split. We sometimes do that. We split. We join each other again later on. So as I was looking on the ground, I saw a bunch of 78s I haven't seen when we arrived at the kiosk. So I picked one out and convinced the guy to sell me just this one. Sometimes they have albums of 78s, but they're all like assorted. They don't even match together. Anyway, this is Daddy by the Andrews Sisters, number 3821. The other side is Simply Serenade. I have it, but I don't know in which condition. I vaguely remember finding it pretty worn, so this one wasn't bad. Decided to pick it up. And I kept going, and I was about to leave, and I said, oh, one more time I'll go to this other area of the flea market, and I found this Califone record player for number 1410K, and it wasn't perfect. The first thing I did is check the needle, so I rubbed, it was on 78, 78 felt good. Then I flipped it, touched it, I said, oh, this needle is no good anymore. The LP side is totally ruined, but it wasn't. I was still curious. I asked the guy who was still putting his stuff out of his truck, so how much for the record player? I was just curious, and he says $10. I said, sold. And while I was about to put it in the car, notice it's missing a leg. So it's missing. I've put a plastic bag under the. And these are not hard. These are not easy to replace because they have springs in them. So I don't know how I'm going to replace that. And the needle, well, I do have a replacement needle for a Califone, but I was excited to find a working. I might as well put one on right now. There we go. I turn it on. There it is, power. What's really cool is that the light and the tone arm is not burnt out yet. However, the LP needle is. It's my 5th Califone record player. I don't know anyone who owns 5 Califone record players. I wonder if anybody wants to leave a comment that I have this many, I have these models. I think one of my 4 other Califones is also a 1410K, and it's also brown, but I'm not sure. I forgot to check before making the video. So I should just a few seconds.
Dark and strong, coons used to sing this song.
And these play loud.
Daddy, I want a diamond ring, bracelets, everything. Daddy, you ought to get the best for me. Hey, Daddy, Jesus, won't I swell and say?
This came from a school. It says Lakeshore School Board. These were very popular in schools. When I was a kid, they had them in almost all the classrooms or the music class, and they were blue. They weren't brown. I don't have all of the 5 I have. 3 are brown. I only have 2 blue ones. So for $10 I picked it up, and I do have a replacement needle. But why replace it? I play 78s more often than anything else, and on these so that one I'll keep. But I do have a replacement needle that I found with one of my other Califones. So pretty excited to have 5 Califones. So my day was already pretty good. And driving back home, I just a few streets away from my house, I found a yard sale. So I saw a Victrola. You know those tall cabinets with the wind-up thing there. I was just curious to look at it, and it was $150. I was not going to buy that anyway. I don't have any room or interest to buy a wind-up. But I started talking about music, and the guy said he had records inside. I spent an hour with him in the basement, and he showed me records, and I ended up leaving with these records. So I have 2 45s, 3 LPs, and 10/78. One of them was free because there's a bump in it. Pretty bad bump. It's warped. This side you can see that there's a big scuff on the bump, so somebody tried to play it and the arm kept rubbing on it. But well, for free, and I can play this other side perfectly. This side is a little bit skips a few times, but oh, he also gave me this free because I collect old containers of food. Gave me he took out what he doesn't have the lid anymore, but he gave me this old Nescafe jar for free. That was really nice. And I offered $5 for all these records. He said, "Oh, sure." And funny thing, because we talked so much, I forgot to pay him. So I called him as soon as I got home, and I said I forgot to pay him. So I'm going to meet him again, because I also, when we were talking about all kinds of stuff, he collects little containers of tobacco. And I know I have a bunch downstairs, and they're not too hard to reach, so I'll give him his $5 when I meet him again. And he's supposed to call me back when he gets more records from another lady he's helping out. Let's start with the 45s. I went through a whole bowling ball bag full of 45s, and I only picked out these two. This I almost passed and said, "Whoa, wait." Now look at it. And short title, 1980, demo by Codec. Me by Codec. I don't know what that is, but I said this is probably new wave disco-ish, electronic pop, something like that. I wasn't wrong. Demo by Codec is really good. It's on YouTube if you want to check it out. Codec with a K. It was covered in fingerprints. I cleaned it up with some soap and water, and it came almost perfect. There's a little bit of noise, but I'm really glad to have this. And this I didn't have yet. Don't get me wrong, by the Pretenders. And there's a little scuff, but you can't really hear it, so that's good. These 245s, 3 LPs. Ici j'ai une compilation importée de France de Dalida, avec des chansons très communes. C'est juste que Darla Dirla Dada, j'ai le long jeu original, mais il griche. Fait que je vais le prendre juste pour Darla Dirla Dada. Peut-être que celle-là au moins elle griche pas. This is a record by based on the Expos. And it has, among other things, Les Expos sont là, which is the theme song of the Expos that played on the radio when they used to exist, and on the games on the radio. And this is the French record. Those who remember my other videos, I have a video where I found 3 wooden crates of records for $25. There's the English version of this album. Now I have the French one, so I have both. And I was really happy when I found this, and it was the right record, because the guy had a whole bunch of worn out LPs, some empty covers, some records. It was a wrong record, so I was hoping it was the right record, and it is. And it's not bad for a children's record. It has a few scuffs and a few scratches, but not that many. For a rare record like that, I was pretty glad to find this. I have the French one. There's a French-Canadian version of this record by Tante Marie, and the Batman image is reversed. You don't have these characters, and there's 4 songs by the Quebec group called the Convicts, and it's on the Chance label. And my French copy is mint anyway, so this is a nice companion record to go with it. And the 78s now. I knew he had some. He let me look at a lot of 78s. I picked up the ones all the ones I picked up. I picked out 10 of them, including the free bumpy one. That comes to 10 records. They're all French-Canadian stuff. And from the oldest to the most recent one, this is a 100 years old. I picked up a 100-year-old French-Canadian record. It's probably my now oldest French-Canadian record, if I exclude, I think I have Minuit Chrétien, like a Christmas hymn sung by a religious priest or whatever, something like that. That doesn't really count, but on Victor. But this is probably I'm not sure, but it's probably my oldest French-Canadian record. It's I looked it up. It's made in New York. It's Columbia. It's their ethnic series. It's E3078, and it was recorded in September of 1916. So this is 100 years old. La Debo Elzéar Hamel. He was already this French-Canadian comedian actor was already 45 years old when he recorded this. So LZR Hamel, La Débauche au téléphone, and La Débauche Ignace d'école. And then the second oldest one I have is again on. This is the only acoustic record I bought, and these are all electrically recorded records, which is the era I mostly collect. This is from 1928, Columbia, again made in USA, 34200-F. It's Ovila Légaré and Blanche Gauthier. Ici, j'ai En aéroplane et Épluchette de blé d'Inde. The rest is on Star New Process. All of them are Star New Process. The New Process mentioned disappeared eventually, but these are all like first pressings. So they're all in chronological order. The one with the bump is the oldest one. Donc celui-ci, il date d'environ, c'est le seul que j'ai pas été capable de dater. This is the only one I was unable to date so far. It's either from 1928 or early 1929. Madame Juliette Béliveau et J.H. Germain, Les bons moyens et un télégramme. Oh, actually, this is the A side. Ça c'est le côté A, un télégramme. 1928, 1929, pas sûr de la date. The next ones are 1929. So we have, ça c'est tout 1929 jusqu'à temps que je change d'année. Juliette Béliveau, Mitaine et Chaussons. Et ce côté-là, c'est une habitude, Ovila Légaré. Also, careful not to break them. Again, oh, I forgot to get the number. 15615. 15621. 15621. Madame Juliette Béliveau et J.H. Germain. C'est ici on a Le rêve de Catherine. Sorry about the glare. And 2 pour 5. Still 1929. Number 15647A. Oh, A and B, sorry. 15647 encore, Madame Juliette Béliveau et J.H. Germain. Ce que j'ai eu honte. Un bouillon réchauffé. These are not songs actually, these are comic sketches. 15652, 15652, Madame Juliette Béliveau et J.H. Germain. Ostine-moi pas. Spelled M-O-I. Ostine-moi pas. Ça, je trouve ça drôle. Une affaire d'honneur. And then Yoink found 3 Bolduc, Madame Edouard Bolduc, also known as her real name is Mary Travers. She's the most she's a popular French-Canadian singer, and she wrote her own songs. And here in Quebec, her 78s are collectible, and I pick up whatever is playable by her if the price is right, and here the price was more than correct. These are worn, but they're still playable, and they're all from early 1930 first editions, first pressings. So these are the oldest pressings of La Bolduc that I own now. I don't have tons of her records. Donc c'est 3,78 de La Bolduc du début de 1930. 15,679 La Servante. Regardez donc Mouvement. I gotta be careful with the glare. There we go. Ici j'ai 15,700. Again, Madame Edouard Bolduc. Le bonhomme et la bonne femme. Et oui, c'est le pressing courant. J'ai regardé la matrice. 42, 42, 812 ou 82. 42, 82-5. Et ici, vous avez une fille qui veut se marier. And finally, again from early 1930s, I think this was recorded in March. Madame Edouard Bolduc, 15,712. Le joueur de violon et Ton amour, ma Catherine. So it was a great Saturday. Thanks for watching.